Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a very interesting team in Open Ultra League. And I think I always said like last video that I swapped to Open Ultra League now because Open Ultra League is way better for like, I don't know, not as a toxic, I don't know, like meta in general. I don't know. We don't see as many XL Pokemon as in the Remix Cup. It seems like I haven't seen a single Deoxys Defense, for example, in this cup yet, which is really cool. In general, like you have way more play without any XLs in there anyway. Like I'm gonna showcase a team for Open Ultra as well soon, which has no XL in there, and tomorrow there's a video which only has one XL in there, which is also very accessible. Because it's Talonflame, and Talonflame is nearly everybody has that who played this C-Day. So yeah, next video is also going to be really nice for that. In general, I really enjoy Open Ultra more than the Remix Cup, which usually is not the case that I like the Open Cup more. In Great League it was never the case because Great League is completely bad in normal meta, to be honest. I really don't like it because it's always the same team that you're gonna face. But here you have like some variety. You still have like some teams that are really popular, which is one Nidoqueen Double Dark and the other one is Obstagoon Double Charm. Both are like really popular and really common team that a lot of people use, which does make a lot of sense. I don't really want to make a video on those teams, I think. But wait, I have actually an idea. There's always like one thing I really love to play, which is just Obstagoon with Gangshot as a say swap. Because you always get to a Gangshot against every fairy. You may want just surrenders immediately. Yeah. I mean, if you don't shield the right move there, that just happens. But in general, this team which we play right now is very balanced, very good to play anyway. Against the best Metamon in this cup, which is Talonflame, you have 3 answers basically, so you are never gonna really have a problem with that. The worst thing I think you kinda can face in the lead would be Giratina. But you don't face that often. I think the first game was against Giratina. But I had like a crazy good run with this team. I only lost, I think, like 4 games or something, and I played like 20 matches. This team was insane. This team got me like really high elo-wise again. Right now I actually dropped like crazy, to be honest. I'm like 2,400 again with those teams. I'm going to showcase you in the next 2 days as well. Like I have 3 teams I built before. I got to like close to 2,700. Why I dropped right now? Maybe I played with Yuxi, who knows? Yeah, Yuxi is not the best, but I still gonna try to make a video on that thing as well, just for the memes. But yeah, the next teams I'm gonna showcase you, like if you need some help for, if you struggle like a bit, like they are all really viable teams that you can use easily. Especially if you have the Pokemon, and like as I said, one has not even an XL Pokemon in there, which you can just do in this league anyway. It is pretty decent. And next up we're gonna have Galvantula against Mundle. Actually not the best matchup. I think I stay in here actually. Maybe I shouldn't. Go for the Discharge, and maybe I can catch the next Rock Slide on my Swampert. Yeah, okay, I can. Yeah, in general, Galvantula against the Mundle is a bit tricky because of the Rock Slide damage, of course. Here he catches perfectly in the Giratina. I don't think that really matters to me anyway, because I need an Earthquake now. And I think Earthquake and what's it called? Earthquake and Hydrokin might be even enough for a Shadow one. Actually gonna bait here, which was the right play. Always bait. Actually gonna shield here as well because I know that I'm gonna get to another Earthquake anyway. And if I have shields down here, I'm totally okay with it. And I have shields down, and now I can put in my G-First, but we're still not in the best spot, to be honest. I don't know if we can win this. It doesn't really look too good for us. This thing is so spammy, like it's such a good Pokemon. Like what the hell? It like goes straight for those Shadow Claws and gets to all the moves super fast. But we should be able to farm down. Do I swap out here? Yeah, swap out here and try to get energy. Ah, this was this match. I knew that my opponent still had a superpower loaded on the Mundle, and I caught it perfectly. Wow. Like this was actually like, I was so proud of myself. It was like 2 AM. And I recognized that my opponent was like gonna snipe me there because he wanted to get rid of the G-Fisk. And the catch on the superpower was just amazing. It was all on purpose. Here my opponent caught also perfectly, but doesn't really matter as we can just go into the Swampert and kill this thing without any problem. In comes the Obstagoon again, and yeah, we are not in a bad spot with that still. we can just go. I should have went for the Earthquake here, I think. I don't think that was the right play to go for the Hydro Cannon. Yeah, Earthquake would have KO'd, Hydro Cannon wouldn't. But I mean, I get to another one anyway, so I'm gonna get your shit. Oh no, he's just gonna let it go and goes into a Grand Bull and just gonna forfeit now. Very proud of my opponent. Very nice place there. Who needs shields anyway? Next, against Clefable, I usually swap out. And I think I make a big misplay here. Was it this game? It might be. Remember, I played a different team as well with Swamp, but maybe it was on a different team. Yeah, I think it was on a different team. Yeah, okay, never mind. Maybe a later game. There was like one time where I misplayed against Cresselia with my Swampert, but it was not this time the case. I got a shield and some damage, which puts them into lunge range, I guess. Not really. He gets another move. I'm gonna let it go. Gonna let it go, and oh god, we're gonna KO at the same time. I have my Stunfisk, and now I have to hope that I have something that I can counter. He goes into Clefable, which was like, why would you ever do that? What do you have in the bag now? That's the main question. I can shield here. I think I can farm down after Rock Slide now. I hope. I hope. I can definitely. It's an Empoleon, and I think we're still gonna win this. Because we should be able to get to 2 Earthquakes here, because we overfarmed so much, we just barely get there. We're gonna survive at least 1 Charm. If we kill him in 2 quick moves, we're gonna win, and we're gonna kill him even in 1 quick move. Good game there to my opponent. Chief is just sweeping there. Here again, the worst possible lead. It's actually also the worst possible quick move, I think. Dragon Breath really chunks after a while. And he's gonna stay in there. I'm gonna bait him, because I think he's gonna shield. Earthquake does a lot against Shadows, but he doesn't. I can go for an Earthquake now. And now he shields, because my opponent of course can read me like a book. Really annoying. I cannot even get to the next move, but I have my G-Fist could at least resist the quick moves, and my opponent stays in here, which is interesting. I can go for an Earthquake. But yeah, Shadow Sneak kinda hurts. But also not really. I can go for an Earthquake. Can I farm down after this? I'm just gonna swap out into Galvantula. He goes into AMAC. Ah, this was this guy. Oh, sorry. You see my opponent, look at his quick moves. I think he was like lagging like shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. But he loses because of this. I don't know what he had in the back though. Maybe he would have won it either way, but yeah, I think he just gave up or something. Do we see what he has in the back? Would have been close. I don't know if he would have won this. It's 50-50, depends on how we played it out, and it depends on the shield situation. But yeah, it would have been definitely close. Interesting, yeah. Sorry, but like it's happening everywhere. Also during during the Go Battle Day, I had like one time where I just queued up, saw my opponent, and had a white screen for the whole time, so I had to restart my app, and then the game was just lost. It was beautiful. So yeah, I just take stuff like this as well. I'm sorry, but like it happens to me. No one waits for me. It happens to everybody. We just take those. This game is not competitive anyway, so. Here we are 2 shields down. Isn't that beautiful? My opponent goes into the Ninetales. I just wanted to save the energy I have on the Swampert because we were debuffed. And yeah, he goes for the Weather Ball and I can go for the lunge. And I think he let us go even. Yep, and we're in such a bad spot. But we can actually get to another move here. Now it depends what he has in the back. Actually gonna swap out. It's a Politoed and I'm just gonna surrender. Yeah, there was nothing I can do. Politoed is really good against the backline. That's basically what you kind of want to bait out with the Swampert switch in anyway. Because you can at least go for an Earthquake and do a lot of damage. But the Stunfist really doesn't want to face a Politoed anyway. So here my opponent perfectly baits me. Actually let this go. I think it's a Shadow Ball. No, it's a Bubble Beam. Okay, good thing I let it go. My opponent goes into Sylvia and I was like, thank God. I think if he stayed in there, he might have even won the lead. But yeah, like this, that's really good for us. We can just go for a Rock Slide soon. He can go for a move, I don't really care. Dazzling Gleam doesn't do that much. We go for the Rock Slide. And I don't know if there's even KOs. No, we can farm down even. So yeah, good game here for Sylveon. He goes back into the Jazz and I can go for the Earthquake. And yeah, this thing is low. He goes into Machamp. Oh, that's actually a problem, maybe. I go for the Discharge here. I get to another Discharge. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't KO. Ooh. Key throws. I thought of shielding there because I got the move through. But I think I can just Mud Shut him down and then have a move stored. So that's what I'm going to do now. Match them all the way down. I don't even have a move start, but it doesn't really matter, as we can go for the Hydro Cannon. Gonna win. Even if he had Shadow Ball loaded, we would have survived this easily. And next up, we're gonna have Galvantula against Giratina again, like the worst possible lead. He swap out and he goes into Ferrothorn. And I was like, okay, this game is over. Yeah. What do you want to do against the Ferrothorn with a Swampert? I actually gonna shield the Power Whip because I know I can get a shield back here with the Hydro Cannon. But yeah, what do you expect here? I can shield here again, it's a Power Whip again. I can go for another Hydro Cannon. But we're never gonna be able to win switch advantage back here. But even though there was a grass type with grass type moves against the water ground type, we got him really low. And we're gonna perfect farm down range here, and we can swap out. And it's Empoleon. And Empoleon doesn't like earthquakes. Empoleon really doesn't like earthquakes, and this thing was just gone. And now we only have this Giratina left, and we have Earthquake again. And Giratina has Dragon Breath. So basically getting completely hard countered, and still gonna win this game there. Most likely, I think I won this game. I think I get to the Earthquake as well. Yeah, I get to the Earthquake. We're gonna win this game here, even though we had the worst possible lead and the worst possible save swap there against us, and my opponent just gonna surrender there. Just because I double shielded my Swampert against the Ferrothorn. Something that you're also most likely not gonna see as often. Here's, I think, the only time where you say swap G-Fisk is if you see another G-Fisk in the lead. Because the Swampert is just way better against the G-Fisk and you kinda want to have the mirror matchup then. But yeah, otherwise you always go to Swampert, I think. And here we can still get like a shield, I think, from this. I think we already got the shield. Yeah, we already got the shield here, which is cool. They said they cannot get to another move. But I'm just gonna let this go, I think, yeah. It's Night Slash. I don't really need health on this thing anyway, because this thing is useless anyway, because we know that we have to KO the whole opponent with the Swampert in the back. There's nothing really else which helps us. My opponent goes into Machamp, and I think this is game over for us. Is it? I have to hope that he shielded this, but even then I think, yeah, I think we lose this. Yeah, he shielded this. I need an Earthquake to KO him, and we lose CMP here, and yeah. Now I need to know how much energy my opponent has on his G-Fist to catch an Earthquake on my Galvantula, but the switch clock is not even up yet, and yeah, exactly. I couldn't even swap out there in time. You guys did the Earthquake before, and I just got surrendered there because no one really wants to see me throwing Ward Switch until he throws a Rock Slide. Next up, Talonflame again. We go straight for the Discharge and then swap out. And this is pretty decent. I shield here. Usually I shouldn't shield. Most people just go straight for a Flame Charge, which was like not the case here. My opponent goes, here this was stupid, I think, against a Cresselia. I think this was the matchup I was talking about earlier, where we really screwed up with the Cresselia matchup, because I don't think this was worth it at all. No, I think we're 2 shields down. Yep. At least I can farm down the Cresselia with the Galvantula now. But he actually gets to move, which is a Grass Knot, which we survive, but still not the best. He goes into Scrafty and this game is over. Because we only have the G-Fisk in the bag. I mean, he is debuffed, but right now there's nothing really I can do here, sadly. So, good game to my opponent. There is nothing really I can do. If you don't have Excadrill, if you don't have G-Fisk, you can use Excadrill, I wanted to say. I think for Galvantula you could try something like Ampharos, but usually there's nothing that's really similar to Galvantula. The cool thing about Galvantula as well, together with G-Fisk, is both have courage against the main Fire type, which is Talonflame, and both are basically like really good together because you resist fighting type moves with the Galvantula, while Stunfisk doesn't really like them. You can counter the the water types with the Galvantula, while G-Fisk doesn't really like them. So it's a really good pairing in general. But I think it should also work with Excadrill. Excadrill just, it's always like so sad. Like Excadrill has a better moveset, and it's really, really cool, but like just the lack of bulk that completely hurts in this game. It's sad that you barely have Pokemon that completely not bulky that actually have play. Like some stuff like Machamp is okay, but it's most of the time just counter user that are okay if they have no bulk, because they're just gonna run through people anyway, or Charm user. Here I think I'm gonna be able to win CMP anyway against this thing, but I wasn't sure at this time, so I'm just gonna swap out on the Brave Bird, and this is also okay for me. So this was just the safer play, and I can go for the rock side now. In time, should KO him anyway, and yeah, because of the breakpoint anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I have a move stored on my Swampert. I can go for a rock side here, and we're gonna win this game. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.